So, you think your English is pretty good? Well, let's put it to the test. In this quiz, I'm going to ask you 10 questions covering vocabulary, grammar, and natural English. Make sure you count how many questions you get right, and then let us know in the comments below. Good luck. Let's look at the first question now, which looks like a pretty simple one. Can to be like mean to say? Yes or no? Well, the answer is yes. In casual speech, when you're just talking in spoken English, to be like can be used to report speech, to say what someone else said. So here's an example. You wouldn't believe what he said. He was like, if you do that, I'm going to fire you. So he was like simply means he said. He said, if you do that, I'm going to fire you. This is quite common with younger generations and younger people. They often use to be like to mean to say. Now, please note that this is for speaking only, not for writing. You should never use this in formal writing. All right, let's move on to quiz question number 2 now. Which sentence is correct? She suggested me to go. She suggested going. She suggested to go. Or finally, number 4, she suggested that I going. Well, the correct answer is number 2. She suggested going. Now, why is number 2 correct? Well, it's because suggest is normally followed by a gerund, a verb ing. Now, number 1 is incorrect because suggest is not normally followed by someone plus to. Number 3 is incorrect because suggest does not take a to infinitive. And finally, number 4 is incorrect because suggest plus that must be followed by a full clause with a base verb or a verb 1. Moving on to question 3 now. What does oblivious mean? Completely unaware, extremely happy, very careful, or full of energy? Well, the answer is it means completely unaware, when you don't know something. So, for example, he walked around the city completely oblivious as to what was happening just down the road. So this simply means he was unaware of what was happening down the road, or he didn't know what was happening down the road. Moving on to quiz question number 4, which is the word mundane means exciting and unusual. Is this true or false? Well, the answer is it is false. Mundane means dull, boring, or uninteresting. So here's an example. She is tired of her mundane daily routine. Moving on to quiz question number 5, which is the word advice can be pluralized as advices. Is this true or false? Well, the answer is it's false, because advice is an uncountable noun, and that means it does not have a plural form. Some other examples of uncountable nouns could be water, sugar, or tea. So here's an example. She gave me some great advice. We would not say great advices. This is incorrect. However, you can say pieces of advice. Piece is countable, so you could use an S with piece and then say something like, she gave me some great pieces of advice. Moving on to quiz question number 6 now, which is, can the word run mean to manage a business or organization? Yes or no? Well, the answer is yes, it can. Here's an example. She runs a successful restaurant in the city. So this simply means she manages, she looks after, she takes care of a successful restaurant in the city. Here's another example. He has been running the company for 10 years. So this simply means he has been managing the company for 10 years. Most people think of the word run as physical movement, but it also has this meaning of manage as well. Moving on to quiz question 7 now, which is, which of these is not a real English idiom? 1, bite the bullet. 2, break the ice. 3, kick the chair. Or 4, hit the sack. Well, the answer is number 3, kick the chair. This is not an idiom. Bite the bullet is an idiom, which means to do something difficult or painful. Break the ice means when you start a conversation in a social situation. And hit the sack means to go to sleep. Moving on to question number 8, which is, which of these words has a silent letter? 1, knife. 2, summer. 3, problem. Or 4, window. Well, the answer is knife. The K in knife is silent, just like in words like no and knock. All of the other words are pronounced as they are written. Now let's have a look at question number 9, which is, what is the correct pronunciation of this word here? Is it mischievous? Is it mischievous? Is it mischievous? Or is it mischievous? Well, the answer is number 3, mischievous. Mischievous. A lot of people pronounce it as number 2, mischievous, but this is not correct. Number 3 is the correct pronunciation, mischievous. Mischievous. Moving on to question number 10, which word is a synonym for ephemeral? Is it 1, endless, 2, temporary, 3, complicated, or 4, boring? Well, the answer is number 2, temporary. Ephemeral means something that doesn't last a long time. So here's an example. The beauty of a sunset is ephemeral. All right, so how many questions did you get right? If you got 7 or more, you're doing very, very well. Now, if you want to improve your vocabulary, make sure you watch this video right here. And if you want to band 7 in IELTS, make sure you check out our complete IELTS preparation course. The link is in the description below. Thanks for watching, keep studying hard, and I'll see you next time.